The following is a non-profit Fandub. Phoenix Wright is owned by Capcom, Nintendo, and Shu Takumi. Please support the official release. Alright, Edgeworth. It's up to you, my friend. Don't let me down.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm really not sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you in any way I can.
First, about that night, you really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training room. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There is only one key in the snowmobile, so the only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you? But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Huh?
The safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Duinim?
No matter who or what may come. I could never take a life.
As I thought, no psychologue. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something. Very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that his intention was to capture you. Ah!
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Maurice Denim, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today.
Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Ouch!
You tried to run away from the bailiff who is trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use a technical term for the color, Viridian.
Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it?
I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields?
I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope.
That's it. Thanks, buddy.
It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use a technical term, crimson lake. Ouch! Ouch!
Ouch!
Stop your pathetic blabbering and testify like a man.
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross whipping is as bad as cross chicking. Witness! That was all your fault! Testify now!
This is almost too much for me. I was at the lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't meet anyone at the bridge that night. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I, Edgy?
Witness! Please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation? Or anything else?
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex.
He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realised it for himself. Just how much of a nuisance he's been to other people!
Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time.
looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see Ace's snowmobile. I didn't meet anyone at the bridge that night.
Objection! Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But, having realised just how much of a nuisance you've been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me?
It certainly doesn't sound that way to me.
However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create!
You're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts!
That's right. Me, in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
What do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. What you saw that night. Testify truthfully. That is all you can do for now.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this'll go especially well.
I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window, and the ski bridge was on fire! There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It was totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. Nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
As always, hard to know if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window, and the ski bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack you are in from the bridge?
Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk?
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare.
Well, should I press him for any more info? Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Eh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Huh? Yeah, okay. A reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge, and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
Objection! Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien!
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible.
What do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Excuse me, I have an objection.
You do?
Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Maurice Donim. Gah!
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that.
Watch your footing there, Miss Franziska von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in the weather data report. it took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 PM.
Which means... what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge as it was burning that night. He did not arrive there until after the flames had died down. Larry! You arrived at the bridge at 11 PM. Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. Are you still trying to hide something from us? What happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just woke up. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me.
Order! Order! Order!
So, there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there is a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident?
Did you simply watch the bridge burn?
That is the problem here. Even after the bridge burnt out, he was still there. He simply stood there and didn't report anything.
That's what it sounds like.
This might be Larry we are talking about, but even he is incapable of being so stupid. There has to be a reason for his inaction.
Edgy, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I may really say it this time. Everything.
Then say it.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's finally have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
I'm a Donim, an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transfer it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up.
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it.
Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honour. One very large doubt still remains.
And what would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy. I'm a Donim, an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art.
Hold it! Sketching? The burning bridge?
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine.
Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
Well, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What should I do? I got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please?
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it would turn out like this.
Imagined what?
That Laurice Donim's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ouch!
Show it now.
Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurice Donim.
Well... So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite the large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Yes, well... It's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
This is going to get ugly. No one has the bravery to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry?
What?
The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate-looking figure?
Ah, you spotted that. I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
Larry, please, answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist.
Are you?
Hi! The girl! She's really high up in this picture! Ah! What was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, please bring this witness back down to Earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness. Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination. By force, if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron!
Well, what do you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me! Now hurry up and cross-examine him!
I'm a donym, an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching, in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering.
Objection! Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole dollar that it's the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. What?
A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry, according to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Wah!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why didn't Nick have Iris's hood?
Eh?
Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog!
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage.
What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this day to come. Edgy! Today is the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What?
What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive?
Evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Larice Don Nim, shall prove it.
I didn't expect to ask this again. But we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm going to serve you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time! Trust me!
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Crystal sphere?
This one. Pretty, isn't it? The Finders Keepers.
That sphere. Where did you find it?
Let me see. Around here somewhere? Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards.
There's something on it, isn't there? Oh my! It's a bloodstain!
What? A bloodstain?
Ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Larice Doin only a few minutes ago?
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Objection! Larry, that night there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Doin, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere.
Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch!
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They look nothing alike! In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's star, found at the scene of the crime.
Ah! The crystal sphere! It's gone!
What?
Just what does this mean?
If anyone jumped or flew across that bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Denham!
Objection! A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly. Thus, it is rejected.
You can't do that! I saw it with my own two eyes!
And this crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Objection! Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case?
Objection! That crystal sphere. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. The same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
What? You mean I'm the killer? No way!
Enough joking. Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Dunim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case.
You will do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered.
I order you present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder.
Take that! This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Ugh!
Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What?
Order! Order! Order!
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused this crystal sphere to come loose.
What could that have been?
This sphere, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this juncture. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
Objection! The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
Objection! That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing!
No, it isn't. You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed. Thus, there was no bleeding.
Objection! You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles. Elise Donim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove the possibility it happened as I presume.
Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
Take that! On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it also could have been used to carry a body.
Order! 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 Ah!
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
Heh. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim, Elise Duanim, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
Objection! This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Edgy. Thank you.
That settles it then. I cannot give the verdict under these circumstances.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this is all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have Francie whipping me all ouch!
Miles Edgeworth. I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped by you.
What a shame, Francie!
This is all your fault! Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all the legal system stands for. I demand satisfaction.
Ouch!
I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. If his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters to be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigation by both the defense and prosecution.
And with this, the rest is up to you. Right.
Court is now adjourned.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this Fandub. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like, fave, and subscribe for more of my gaming content. Be sure to ring the bell while you're at it. An update will be made addressing the future parts of this project at a later date. For now though, taking us out is more outtakes from the butts. Enjoy.
Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling, brother. Look, Art, damn it. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. But I'm all alone. Blah blah. Why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation? Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna come out and say this right now. The next line is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, seriously. Why would you have to say, yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case, when honestly you shouldn't really be that much of an idiot to do that in the first place? Like, just why? Just. Damn it, Butts, I swear, man. And the next line is not even any better. I mean, don't make any sort of threat whatsoever if you really want to keep yourself out of jail, you dumbass. Well, I guess I could be sleeping. Damn it. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I think I started there. How long does it take to catch up with it? Blah, 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 blah. That all sounds right about, brother. Alright, this has got to be the most stupidest line ever. Like, really, honestly, this guy... You know what? There are times where I kind of regret doing this character, but at the same time, you need someone who can actually play his, his randomness, so I guess I'm just going to leave it at that. Oh dear, this is gonna hurt. Sketching! In front of the bridge! I was whipped up into a frenzy of art! And I screwed that one up entirely. That Loris Donim's debut would blah blah blah. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reduce the flame. I can't believe I screwed that one up. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. And I screwed that one up again. Great. I wish she'd taken better care of herself. We have to plan for blast. That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing then... Oh, damn it. There's no comma. Wish there was a comma on the damn sentence. Crap.